Uh-oh. Motherfucking relay. We're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. A Twitter user that goes by the name Rossi, reacting to Beatrice Ferreira's latest win and the potentiality of a unification match between her and Stephanie Hahn said, I assume that Carolyn Dubois must be on holiday. I don't hear her calling Beatrice, or is she still running? To which Carolyn responded, clown. I don't think you need to even scroll far down on my feed to see I've spoken about Beatrice. Let's get it on for Undisputed. That means all the belts for those who don't know. Let's find out who the top dog is. I fight Harper, she fights Hahn, we get it on straight after.
Sounds good.
And if any of the champions, Terry Harper and Stephanie Hahn, want to mess up my plan, they will be given the opportunity, either against Bia or myself. As for me, I know I'm the best. I cannot and will not be denied.
Sounds good.
But it's a little hard to sell the Billy Badass act when you're targeting Terry. Terry specifically. Terry, who you've already torn down. Terry, who you said isn't good and doesn't measure up. Which begs the question, if that's how you feel, why are you prioritizing a fight with her instead of a fight with Beatrice? She's free, and so are you.
Let's not pretend that Carolyn hasn't walked away from that fight once already. She has. The IBF title that Beatrice currently holds.
The initial order was for Carolyn to fight Beatrice. She chose to fight somebody else and chose to go another route, the WBC route, when you could have fought Beatrice then. You've been putting distance between yourself and Beatrice long enough that people have started to notice. So that when you start taking shots at Terry Harper, it doesn't fool anybody.
They know what you're doing and why you're doing it. They know why you want to supposedly save Beatrice for last. It's because she's the most dangerous one.
You can't wipe your ass with Terry's name, then put her in front of the line.
Then you're just giving it away that you want to stay on Easy Street a while longer. You're the best? Based on what?
The other issue with targeting Terry Harper is, who's supposed to pay for it? Because Sky Sports is not extending their broadcast deal with Boxer, where Carolyn Dubois has been fighting. The money that was there before for Boxer to make such a fight is not there now, and the future is uncertain for them.
It's uncertain for Carolyn, too. When is the next time we're gonna see her fight? Where are we gonna see her fight?
We don't know, not right now. Industry rumors suggest that Boxer may migrate from Sky over to TNT that are still looking to fill the void left behind by Queensberry, who went all in with DAZN. But until Boxer actually does that, and those rumors are proven to be true, we don't know where Carolyn's gonna fight, and thus, we don't know who would pay for Dubois versus Harper, because I hardly think Terry Harper is gonna take on a fight like that on the cheap.
I read an article from No Smoke Boxing that suggested that some of these fighters you've been seeing on Sky Sports and Boxer had it written into their contracts that their fights have to be on Sky, and if for any reason they're not, their contracts are null and void, and they are free to go.
In a situation like that, the best place for Carolyn Dubois would be either with Matchroom, that would make that Terry Harper fight a lot easier to make, or over at MVP, who just signed Ellie Scottney and Savannah Marshall.
They could just as easily sign Carolyn.
If Boxer really goes under, and they don't secure a new broadcast partner, we could see a mass exodus of what were their fighters. Carolyn Dubois, Karis Ardingstall, Frazier Clark, Richard Riakporhe,
Adam Azim, Ben Whitaker,
and every single one of those fighters could find a home at either Matchroom, Queensberry, or MVP.
Every single one.
So before we can even entertain the possibility of a Dubois versus Harper fight, there is that to be addressed. Who's supposed to pay for it? who's supposed to promote it, and what broadcaster is supposed to carry it, because the Boxer Sky Sports deal ends at the end of this month.
Questions that need answers.
The way it's looking, Beatrice Ferreira may end up unifying titles with Stephanie Hahn long before Carolyn can get Terry in the ring, because I reiterate, Terry's experienced. She's a 3-weight world champion, and she's not going to fight somebody like Carolyn for peanuts on the dollar. She's not going to take on a fight like that for cheap. You better get some money behind you.
Better do something.
Elsewhere in the world of boxing, as it pertains to all of this weekend's action, and the biggest story in the American boxing scene, about a fight. Not so much a fight inside of the ring, but a fight outside of it. Keyshawn Davis's massive kerfuddle, sabotaging his own homecoming fight. Reacting to that, boxing insider Rick Lacier said, Keyshawn Davis missed weight, intentional or not, got stripped of his WBO title, missed out on a $1 million purse. The promoter Top Rank had to give ticket refunds to approximately 2,000 fans. Keyshawn's opponent got his full purse paid because of a ridiculous Virginia Boxing Commission rule. Keyshawn's brother, Kelvin, lost his fight. Then Keyshawn and his brother, Keon, tried to beat up Davis's opponent after the fight. The biggest loser? Keyshawn Davis. Losers to a loser degree. Kelvin Davis and brother Keon Davis. Biggest winner? Top Rank. After the ticket refund money and not having to pay Keyshawn, Top Rank netted an additional $800,000.
What?
The end result, the biggest winner was Top Rank, and that's boxing the Top Rank way.
So basically, most of the cash that was going into this fight was going to go in Keyshawn's pocket, but he fumbled his own bag.
Missing the weight by as much as he did, and as it turns out, everybody else got to make money. Since Top Rank didn't have to pay him, they got to keep that cash for themselves, and Edwin got his full purse without having to throw a punch.
And that's just the stuff from Friday.
To make matters worse, after Nair Albright beat Kelvin Davis silly, Keyshawn's older brother, well, I'm sure you heard by now.
I'm sure you've seen the video and the audio.
Yeah, Keyshawn and his little brother came in, and they started looking at me. It's like they saying something about his older brother, like they was mad, and he like grabbed me, pushed me back. I'm like grabbing his hand. He like moved his head towards my head, got like a little.
So you bumped heads?
Yeah, he like
Headbutted him.
Yeah, he like headbutted me.
Oh, okay.
Can I see that?
Keyshawn did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what happened.
Any words between you and them after the fight that might have led to this incident?
No, actually, like I said, I was in the locker room. Their locker room is right next door to mine, so I guess they heard like us like happy and all that kind of stuff, and they came in and started trouble.
Did anyone punch you or anything, or was it just a headbutt?
Yeah, just to grab and the headbutt.
Why do you think they would do this?
I mean, they upset that their brother lost, and yeah,
Have you
poor sportsmanship.
It's unsportsmanlike conduct. Unsportsmanlike conduct to some, degenerate hooligan behavior to others. Emiliano Vargas, the son of Fernando Vargas and Keyshawn Davis's Top Rank alum, stated, "How y'all gonna jump him for winning? No respect, straight clowns. You wonder why nobody wants to endorse you." Guy who goes by the name Coach James Gold responded saying, "Emiliano, what else did you expect from those degenerates? To act with good sportsmanship and give Albright a bouquet of flowers after beating his brother? Ghetto lowlives don't behave like that." I remember when Clarissa Shields' younger brother snuck James Ali Bashir, punched him in the back of the head, and bear in mind that he's a senior citizen. That had an adverse effect on her public image. Sure, people still bring it up to this day, saying that she's trash. She comes from trash. Remember that this guy's a senior citizen. If he falls wrong, he could be out for weeks, for months. Remember, he's a senior citizen. You could kill a guy like that. Punching him in the back of the head. Clarissa Shields took the heat for something that her younger brother did, and to this day, people look down on her for it. So just imagine how people are looking at Keyshawn and Keon for trying to jump Nair Albright, for winning a fight, winning fair and square. It's bad enough that you blew the weight. It's bad enough that the main event got canceled. On top of that, you now have this. So you just look like a piece of trash to a lot of people. It's not a real reason to root for somebody as unprofessional as Keyshawn Davis. Let's see, about 4 years into his professional boxing career, only 12 fights in. Really, he's just getting started, and this is what he does to his public image.
by behaving like a child, except he's not a child, he's 26 years old.
This is not a daycare center.
The portion of the paying public that actually pays for boxing, the portion that you're trying to appeal to.
One would hope that that's who you're trying to appeal to. They don't take kindly to stuff like this. Now, maybe if you're trying to appeal to the stream team...
Yeah, they might like this behavior a little better.
Make weight for the fight, so he gotta get it off somehow. Dude, a fucking clown, yo. I told you that son ain't right when he a little retarded, yo. Like, yo, just unprofessional. Bob Burnham already said he burnt us for our money tonight, cost us money. Now you gonna turn around and do this shit? Nah, dog. He's getting suspended for this shit. It may not be like long. I never heard that. You mean tell me you that mad your brother got his ass whooped? I already knew it was gonna happen, but damn. Yeah, go get the strap. We would have shot them niggas. Straight up, that boy a coon, yo. I don't know what's wrong with Shorty. Like, he is fucking retarded. See what that little bit of spotlight show how he is? He not gonna be no A-side against no big fight. First off, ain't no easy belts at 140. I don't see him beating Gary Antoine Russell. I don't think he's gonna beat Teofimo Lopez if they ever fight.
Approximately 11,000 people were gonna show up to see Keyshawn Davis perform in Norfolk. This is how he thanks them for their patronage. 4.3 pounds over the limit. Gets the fight canceled.
They were already mad about that.
Then because your older brother got his ass kicked by Nair Albright, you try to jump Nair Albright.
So now you're a coward too. You're unprofessional and you're a coward. You're a scumbag.
I think that's a prevalent problem among American boxers who seem to confuse being a boxer with being a gangster. Being a boxer with being a street person.
Being an athlete with being a hooligan. We saw Jared Anderson have that same struggle. His career spiraling out of control. Him struggling to focus. And you are not so important. Your career is not so pivotal to the boxing community at large that we're gonna sit here and play you the violin for being a fuck-up.
For screwing up. If you want to go on to be a two-bit nothing, go on to be a two-bit nothing.
Don't wonder why you don't have corporate sponsorships and endorsements like some other boxers on the straight and narrow. Don't wonder why you don't have support or why people don't talk about you the way they talk about Usyk, the way they talk about Inoue.
Nobody did this to you. You're not the victim of anything. You did this to yourself.
If people are now calling you a ghetto piece of trash, whose fault is it?
How much slack are you expecting complete strangers to give you? You blew it away. You wasted everybody's time. And on top of that, you showed your character. You're a coward.
You're a scumbag.
So in Japan, they got Junto Nakatani versus Ryosuke Nishida to think about. In Australia, they have Jai Opataya, Sequeyo to think about. In the UK, they got Fabio Wortley's big comeback knockout over Justice Huni. They've got that to discuss. Those boxing communities, but here in America, this is the biggest story. I know that Abdullah Mason had the fight with Nicotila, and I know that he stopped him. I know that he looked good doing it, but that's not what's at the forefront of the conversation in America. It's this.
More dysfunctional behavior. When it's not Jared Anderson's dysfunctional behavior,
It's Shakur Stevenson's, blaming Top Rank because people think he's boring. It's Teofimo's.
can't seem to make up his mind about what he wants.
Because all he seems to want to do is waste everybody's time while making demands. His dysfunctional behavior, Gervonta Davis's dysfunctional behavior. How many run-ins with the law has he had for putting his hands on broads?
Seems to be the only thing he ever gets arrested for. His dysfunctional behavior. Ryan's dysfunctional behavior.
Ryan's bigotry, Teofimo's bigotry, Keyshawn Davis's hooligan behavior. These are the ambassadors of American boxing in the postmodern era, and all they seem like are a bunch of petulant children.
They act like a bunch of grade schoolers, except they're not. All these guys are in their mid to late 20s.
Don't give me the bit about them being boxers and that's how you can explain away that behavior, because all the other guys like the Fabio Wortleys and the Anthony Joshuas, the Dimitri Bivols and the Artur Beterbeeves, you never hear about this kind of stuff when it comes to them. You never hear about this kind of stuff when it comes to Junto, when it comes to Inoue.
This dysfunctional behavior primarily characterizes the American fighter, the American boxer, and I hate to break the news to you, but it's not because they're boxers, it's because they're assholes. It's because they're scumbags.
They're trash. Why don't Americans root for boxers the same way that they used to? Well, I wouldn't describe any of these guys as an Ali or a Sugar Ray Leonard.
No.
They don't have an iota of the courage of an Ali or an iota of the grace, the presence of a Sugar Ray Leonard, let alone the ability.
These kids are just a bunch of wannabes. Devin wants to be Floyd Mayweather.
Teofimo and Ryan are trying to be a Latin version of Jim Crow.
Gervonta, Jared, and Keyshawn and his younger brother can't decide if they want to be athletes or predicate felons.
You notice that I didn't start off the day talking about these losers because that's what they are.
Losers.
Oh, yeah, they got a little bit of money now. Wait till they stop boxing. Watch how fast they burn through it, because they're losers.
I'm not one of these content creators trying to make buddy-buddy with the boxers and rub elbows with them. The boxers, they rise and fall like the wheat.
Today's hot button topic, today's hot to trot boxer, Tomorrow is yesterday's news.
Comprendo, friendo.
Kiss your ass for exclusives or it all make it like you're so goddamn special. You're God's gift to boxing. Don't you see they all think that? They all think they're bigger than boxing. Ironically, none of them are bigger than their predecessors. None of them. They're all just a bunch of wannabes.
Can we just throw that whole cycle away, that whole crop of fighters, and start fresh? Start over?
The downfall of the American boxer. Because the American boxer is not what he used to be. Now, if you want boxing and you want to talk about boxing and you want to watch boxing, you have to look abroad. You have to look to the UK boxing scene, the Japanese one, the Australian one, the Mexican one. But here in America, this is the news. This is the story. This unprofessional ingrate, who had over 11,000 people showing up to see him fight, blew the weight by 4.3 pounds, and it was absolutely deliberate.
Anybody that misses it by that much wasn't trying to make it.
What does that say about his character, that he tried to do this for a guy who hasn't fought in roughly 2 years? The guy who hasn't fought in 2 years made the weight. How the hell did you miss it?
There's no excuse.
It's because you're a coward. You were trying to catch him with his pants down. You wanted that he should be depleted from making the weight so that you cannot make it to have an advantage over him. It was a scummy thing to do when Ryan did it, and it's a scummy thing to do when Keyshawn does it.
I thought better of this kid. I had high hopes for him. Now I see that he's just like everybody else. And the red flags were there. We talked about him 2 days ago.
Sounded too much to me like he started sympathizing with Gervonta Davis, who's no role model, believe me when I tell you. And when he starts talking about retiring after he's just getting started, you just won your first world title, and you're already thinking about walking away from boxing to be a streamer.
America is producing these boxers that don't aspire to be great, so
They literally don't. A couple of years ago, it was Ryan Garcia saying that. Then it was Jared Anderson. Now it's Keyshawn Davis.
you can't get excited about American boxers or their careers. It's just a lot of drama.
And not the good kind. Not drama in the ring, drama outside of it. It's like a goddamn soap opera.
So don't box.
There's other fighters out there that winning a world title actually still means something to them. It's still an earmark to them. They may be foreign fighters, they may not be American, but they don't need to be.
They may be from Japan. They may be from the UK or Eastern Europe.
They don't have to be from here. You ain't nothing special. You don't want to do your job, don't do it. Somebody else will. Somebody else always does.
You think boxing is gonna come to a screeching halt because the Americans are screwing up? Newsflash, I've been telling you guys for years, this is not the mecca of boxing.
This is not your father's era of boxing. These guys, they ain't the torchbearers or nothing.
So let Keyshawn throw his career away. Let him flush it down the drain. Who gives a damn? If he doesn't, why should we?
It's not some Greek tragedy. He's proven he's just a piece of trash.
Undisciplined, unprofessional. It is what it is.